In the hushed hours before dawn, when the world is draped in the softest shadows, join me on this channel for a comforting journey through timeless tales. Each week we'll uncover a new story, exploring the profound yet simple truths they hold, allowing us to navigate the complexities of life with newfound clarity and tranquility. Whether you're an adult seeking solace or a child in need of a bedtime story, these timeless narratives will wrap around you like a warm blanket, inviting you to relax, reflect, and recharge. So if you yearn for a moment of calmness amidst life's daily chaos, I invite you to click subscribe right now. Let us embark on this enchanting adventure together. I eagerly await our shared moments of tranquility as we delve into the enchanting realm of soothing stories. And now, let the magic begin. Long ago, in the kingdom of Athens, nestled between rolling hills and the sparkling Aegean Sea, there lived a young hero named Theseus. Brave in heart and gentle in spirit, he was known throughout the land for his kindness and unwavering determination to help those in need. But a dark cloud of worry hung over Athens. Every year, King Minos of Crete demanded a grim tribute from the Athenians. Youths were selected to sail across the sea to the island of Crete, where they would enter a vast labyrinth beneath the watchful gaze of the fearsome Minotaur. None who had entered the labyrinth had ever returned. Parents clutched their children close, dreading the day when their turn might come. But Theseus, moved by the suffering of his people, decided he would go. Not for glory or riches, but to put an end to this sorrowful yearly ritual. The journey across the sea to Crete was long and fraught with peril. Storms tossed their ship like a leaf in a torrent, testing Theseus's resolve. But as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, they finally reached the shores of Crete. On the bustling streets of Knossos, Theseus saw not just fear, but also defiance in the eyes of the Cretans. They, too, suffered under King Minos's oppressive rule. Gathering his courage, Theseus approached the king's palace, determined to confront Minos and end the reign of terror once and for all. Within the labyrinth's heart, the air grew thick with anticipation. Suddenly, from the shadows, a monstrous form emerged. The Minotaur, half man, half bull, it exuded an aura of immense strength and sorrow. Its eyes, however, did not gleam with malice, but held a deep sadness that touched Theseus's heart. In that instant, he understood that the Minotaur was not the embodiment of evil, but a creature trapped in its own pain. This realization filled Theseus with determination to end the Minotaur's suffering and lead both the Athenian youths and himself out of the labyrinth. As the final preparations were made for his descent into the labyrinth, Princess Ariadne approached Theseus. Her presence was like a calming breeze. Amidst the rising tension, with gentle eyes and a voice as soothing as honey, she explained why she had helped him. For years, her father, King Minos, had kept her hidden away, unaware of her existence. She yearned for connection and hope that someone would understand her father's tormented heart. Now, seeing Theseus's bravery and kindness, she knew she had found that person. Offering him a simple ball of thread, she said, "This is all I have to help you. But unravel it so you won't get lost." Understanding the gravity of her gift, Theseus promised to return safely and took the thread with reverence. As night fell, casting long shadows across the palace grounds, Theseus prepared to enter the labyrinth. His companions were a mix of the bravest Athenian youths, each eager to escape the labyrinth and bring news of the outside world to their families. Together, they ventured into the dark opening, leaving behind the familiar sights and sounds of Knossos. Inside the labyrinth, the darkness was absolute, pressing in on them like a physical force. Fear threatened to overwhelm Theseus, but he remembered Ariadne's words, "Don't be afraid, just follow the thread." and so he began to unwind the ball of thread, letting the silken strands guide him forward. Each step into the labyrinth echoed with the drip of water and the rustle of unseen creatures, amplifying the sense of isolation. The maze seemed to twist and turn endlessly, testing their endurance. But Theseus pressed on, his determination fueled by the hope of ending the nightmare for Athens. After what felt like an eternity, the darkness began to shift. A faint glow appeared in the distance, beckoning them forward. With renewed vigor, Theseus and his companions quickened their pace, their footsteps echoing with anticipation. As they drew closer to the light, the sound of roaring grew louder, shaking the very foundations of the labyrinth. The glow intensified, revealing the source, a small opening at the end of a long, winding passage. Pushing through the opening, they emerged into a vast chamber bathed in ethereal light, and in the center stood the Minotaur. It was larger than any bull Theseus had seen, yet possessed human-like features, intelligent eyes staring into the abyss. An air of sadness emanated from it, touching Theseus's heart with unexpected empathy. The Minotaur wasn't a mindless beast, but a creature burdened by its existence. With a mixture of awe and determination, Theseus approached the Minotaur. Understanding dawned on him. The labyrinth wasn't just a prison for the youths, but a prison for the Minotaur as well. As he neared the beast, the Minotaur lowered its head, charging fiercely. Theseus swiftly dodged, realizing brute force wouldn't defeat this creature. Instead, he had to reach the Minotaur's heart. Dodging and weaving, he observed patterns in the beast's movements, gaining confidence with each near miss. The battle continued, each move becoming more precise, more calculated, until finally, with a well-aimed thrust, Theseus struck a fatal blow. But even in its final moments, the Minotaur's eyes held no hatred, only a fleeting moment of peace as it collapsed. The silence in the labyrinth was profound, broken only by the distant drip of water. The weight of what he had done settled upon Theseus. The immediate danger had passed, but he hadn't freed himself from the labyrinth yet. Looking down at the thread in his hand, he remembered Ariadne's words. Gently unwinding it, he started the long journey back, retracing their steps deeper into the maze. Emerging from the labyrinth, blinking against the brightness, Theseus and his companions were met with a sight that brought tears to their eyes. Dawn was breaking over Crete, painting the sky with soft hues of pink and orange. As the first rays of sunlight touched the island, they knew they were truly free. News of their return spread like wildfire through Athens, igniting a celebration that echoed through the ages. Theseus, hailed as a hero, basked in the adulation. Yet he knew true victory lay not in glory, but in the lives saved and the torment ended. Years turned into decades, and Theseus, now an old man, often recounted his adventures to wide-eyed youths. His tales not only spoke of bravery and triumph, but also of compassion and understanding. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, bathing his home in a warm glow, Theseus sat by the fire, lost in thought. His adventures through the labyrinth had been a defining chapter in his life. Yet he couldn't shake off a nagging question that had echoed in his heart for years. Just then, a knock on the door broke the silence. Opening it, he found an elderly woman standing there, her eyes filled with gratitude and a hint of sadness. "Theseus," she began, her voice trembling with emotion, "I am Ariadne. All these years, I've searched for you." Tears welled up in Theseus's eyes as he embraced her. Time had aged them, but it couldn't diminish the bond they had forged in the labyrinth. Ariadne stepped inside, and Theseus offered her a seat by the fire. As they sat in comfortable silence for a while, the flickering flames casting dancing shadows on the walls, Ariadne finally spoke. "I want to tell you about my life after you left the labyrinth." And so she began her tale, a story of resilience, hope, and enduring love. They reminisced about their shared adventure, the dangers they had faced, and the profound impact it had on their lives. The conversation flowed easily, punctuated by comfortable silences, until the stars began to twinkle in the night sky. As the night deepened, Ariadne and Theseus delved deeper into each other's lives. They discovered shared values, dreams, and a mutual respect that had deepened into something profound. The years they had spent apart seemed to melt away, replaced by the warmth of their rekindled bond. In the soft glow of the hearth, surrounded by the echoes of their laughter and shared memories, Theseus realized that fate had brought Ariadne back into his life. Perhaps it was to heal old wounds, to mend the pieces of their past, and to show that love and understanding could bridge even the most formidable mazes. As the first rays of dawn crept through the windows, bathing the room in a soft, ethereal light, Theseus and Ariadne fell into a peaceful slumber, their hands intertwined. The labyrinth might have tested their strength and courage, but it was the bond of friendship and love that had led them to true triumph. In the quiet of the morning, as the world outside stirred to life, Theseus and Ariadne awoke, their hearts brimming with a newfound sense of hope and belonging. And so their tale serves as a beacon, reminding us that even in the darkest of labyrinths, the threads of compassion, wisdom, and courage can guide us home.